Now look what we got here. Well, this is an impressive unit. Here's a close-up of the plate. And let's zoom out so you can get a little bit of a thing. So let's take a look here. This thing comes with a lot of different options. And the unit we have here is a premium unit. This has the dimmable option, and it also has the microwave controller. This is a motion sensor controller for dimming. It has daylight sense detection. It has a lot of crazy stuff here. And so this is what was in the box. We got this controller here, 2 volts, and there's also a lot of other options here. Let me talk about some of the other options that are possible here. You can see inside that this one's in black. On the eLEDLights.com website, you can see the various different color options available for these lights. The one we have is all black, but you can have black with red, silver, or white. This option is a diffuser panel, and it looks kind of bluish here, but there's some plastic on here. There's some, this is a protective plastic. And there's some on the other side too, but that's to protect it. But it's really a clear diffuser panel, and anyway, but this appears to be tempered glass. It actually is a very high quality. This is rated for outdoors. It can handle some pretty severe weather. It's watertight, so it actually has tempered glass. But you can unscrew the bezel and put this in here. And there's even more options. Okay, we have 4 different possibilities as far as mounting these things. So you can see each one comes with a hook. There are 4 different optional mounting brackets that you can choose from, or you can go with what came with it originally. You can see it has a really nice looking stainless steel hook on there, and you can hang it by a chain. So that's no extra charge. And then they have 4 mounting brackets. These 2 to the left are wall brackets. This is just the same thing with just some extra things added. This is a fixed wall bracket, and this is the flexible wall bracket. But I'm sure you could use either one of those to mount to a ceiling. Although over here, this is the ceiling mounting bracket. So the ceiling mounting bracket has little hooks. You can see that this hook mounts right on there for easy mounting up there. And then they have what they call a pole bracket, where they have some threaded ends right here, and that would mount to a pole. You can see the side of the unit has 2 mounting points on this side, and there's 2 corresponding mounting points on the back, and that's where the bracket would hook up. You can see I attached the bracket using 2 bolts, using a 4mm Allen wrench. Let me just give you a little close-up of the Meritech motion sensor. Now this is a very interesting model because it's a microwave motion sensor. It uses a 5.8 gigahertz microwave signal, and I'm used to like the optical motion sensors, and this one really works nice. I mean, it really senses the motion. And there's a row of dip switches here. So we can see this is a model MC003V. Now it has an integrated wire locking system. A little word of advice, make sure all these are pulled up tight. That's like the lock position. So if you get one of these things, make sure you pull them up. Well, you remember I was telling you about how hard it was to find documentation on this. I found a lot of similar models, but not this exact model. Well, the documentation's on the side. I should have just looked on the side, but all the dip switches are all contained here. You have your sensitivity, your hold time. You have a number of dimming options, the amount of time that the light stays on, and daylight sensor options here. So there's a lot of options, and those are all done with the dip switches. Okay, I mounted the dimmer on there. It came with attached to this bracket, and this metal bracket screws in here. And these are the 2 holes where the hanger comes in there. You can see how long the bolts are. So there's plenty of room in here for both the hangers and the microwave detector module. So very nice. Here's a close-up of the dip switches here. As you can see, they're set to 111, 111, 000, 111, 111. So each set of 3 is a different detection. So the first 3 is detection zone. That's set to 111, which means it's 100%. So it's like maximum sensitivity. The next one says 111 for hold time. So at 111 is equal to 10 seconds, and you can make it 30 seconds, all the way up to 30 minutes. You can have a very long hold time. Then the 000 is standby period, and that's 5 seconds. And when it detects that nobody's in the area, it'll leave the lights on at dim, at low power. And here it's set for 5 seconds. And then the standby dimming level will be 50%, which is 111. And then the last one is the daylight sensor, which is set at 111, which is disabled. So those are the factory set. Okay, now we can see the dimmer in action. For this demonstration, I changed it from the factory. I was about 10 feet away and it came on, so it should say for 10 seconds. I turned down the sensitivity to 75%, and I turned down the dim level to 10% so you could really see it dimming. So for 10 seconds, okay, now it's dimming, and it's going to dim for 5 seconds. So you should have 5 seconds at dim, and now it's off. So you can have hallways that'll be kind of dim for long periods of time, something like that, with no activity. Okay, boy, even at 75%, I'm like I said, I'm still at least 10 feet away from this thing, and my feet seem to trigger it. I was standing behind a box earlier. Okay, there it goes to the auto dim and off. So now you got to see it in action. It's a very impressive unit. Has amazing sensitivity. Okay, I had the light temporarily mounted from the ceiling. Remember, I turned down the sensitivity to 75%, but take a look. I mean, this thing is blinding. I'm going to have to use a diffuser with this. This is just way too bright. And this is really the low wattage model. Imagine some of the high wattage models. But then again, we're only talking about something about 9 feet off the ground here. It's a 10-foot ceiling and a 1-foot beam. So let me stand back here so that, and after 10 seconds, it should go down to, okay, now there it goes. You can see it's nice and dim. Now it's down to, this is 10%, by the way. I turned it down to 10% power, and now it's off. So that would be a nice feature for a hallway or something like that, where nobody walks down, it stays dim. You can have it dim for a long time. And anyway, it's really, really bright. I'm going to try it with a diffuser, and then we'll see what it looks like with the diffuser. Okay, I removed the 6 bolts from the bezel using a 3mm Allen key. By the way, this is a really nice cast aluminum bezel, very high quality. And I removed the glass with a very nice rubber gasket. You can see there's like a ridge in the gasket right there. I don't know if you can see how there's a ridge in it. And you can see there's a ridge here, and that ridge goes in. Now, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take this nice piece of glass out and replace it with this frosted plastic, because there's not room for both of them. There we are. The frosted lens looks really nice in here. And let's mount it up and see how the light looks. The gasket fit. It was just the right size, and I tightened up all the 6 bolts using a star pattern. Now, I put the frosted lens in, and let's see how that looks. There we go. And very bright. But it doesn't hurt my eyes. It's you can look up at it without seeing a bunch of blue dots in your eyes afterwards. It really needed the frosted lens. Looks a lot better. But if you're in a warehouse, you had this thing way up in the ceiling, it'd be a different story. You could probably get by without the frosted lens. But still a ton of light. You can really see, like I said, this is the only light anywhere is within 20 feet of this thing. And you can really see how nicely it lights up everything. And I'm back far enough. Hopefully okay, there it goes. Now it's going to auto dim. Now it's at 10% brightness. So, and then after 5 seconds it goes off. Now I can certainly see in a modern high-tech environment where you want to save some energy, where that auto dim would really be nice. I can really see where you'd want to have it, after a long period, you'd probably have it go to dim, and to where it'd still be safe to walk through the halls for a long period of time. And there's a lot of options on that auto dimming. So there it goes. You can see bright and dim. Yeah, that's quite nice. This is a beautiful, beautiful instrument here. very high quality, with a lot of configurable options. And I'm very happy with it. Now I just got to find a place to permanently mount it.